Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. For today's DIY Thursday, I'm going to show you guys how to make a DIY jewelry rack or a DIY necklace rack. I'll insert a picture now so you guys can see what it looks like. And if you guys want to see how to make this, continue watching and we'll jump right into it. Alright y'all, so here is my piece of wood that I'm going to use for this jewelry rack. It is pre-spray painted in this beautiful teal color. I let it sit overnight so everything's good and dry. I only did one coat on it and I also didn't do the back. I don't want it to look perfect. There's spots on it that are more covered than other spots, as you can see down here. You can kind of see the wood from behind, but that's the way I want it to look. Like I said, I don't want it to be perfect for this project. And another good tip for you guys, both Lowe's and Home Depot will put wood on a clearance cart in the back. It's usually 75% off. It could be planks of wood that are warped or pieces that customers have cut and left behind, that kind of thing. So they throw all those on a cart in the back, and that's where I usually get my wood from. It's a pretty good deal. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I have this Antiquing Medium paint, number 819. I got this several years ago from either Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I mean, I can't find it in the store anymore, but I did look it up online, so I'm definitely gonna be buying some more. I also have a disposable sponge brush, and I've used this before, and the edge of it is kind of torn, and some pieces, like the corner right here, is hard and then it's soft over here, which is what I want, because when we paint on the paint, or when we paint on the distressing paint, it's gonna come out uneven, which is perfect. And then I have a damp, very lightly damp washcloth, and I got one that was way more raggedy than the other ones that I have, because again, that's gonna give the paint unevenness, which is what we want. So I'm gonna scoot this over and we're gonna start on the edge because I want you guys to see this. So what I usually do, I'm really hoping that I have enough of this paint left, but what we're gonna do, I usually just pour a little bit like this on the edge, and then we just start painting like this and pull it down. You don't want to completely cover it. Pull it down like this, and then before it dries, you want to get your damp rag and kind of wipe. You can wipe it more in some places, leave it like that in other places, and then we're going to leave that alone and let that dry. And once we do the whole board once, we're going to let it completely dry, and then we are going to do a second coat to give it more of that dimension. And this is an alternative way that you can use if you don't want to distress using sandpaper or whatnot. This is a real quick and easy way, a different way you can do it. So it's been about 15 minutes or so letting it dry, so we're gonna go ahead and get to putting the second layer on. And again, I just put a thin line, if I can get it out, a thin line of paint on the tip of the brush like that, and then we're just gonna paint it right on. You don't want to press really hard with the rag. You want to just very lightly wipe away the paint. I think that looks pretty good. You don't want it really uniform or anything like that. And then I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna work on the edges. And then I will get back with you guys once all that is done. All right, y'all, so we are gonna make our necklace hooks out of like kitchen drawer pulls and drawer knobs. Anytime I go somewhere and I find one I like, I pick it up. So I have a box full of all these different kitchen pulls and kitchen knobs. I get them from Hobby Lobby, I get them from Lowe's, I get them from antique stores. I actually got this one down in Texas when I went on vacation to meet my family. I got these two at a little antique store. Yeah, so I just pick up any ones that I see that I like, get a collection going that way. I always have some when I go to make my jewelry rack. These ones right here are actually, you use it this way and you use it as a drawer pull like this, but I'm gonna turn it upside down. I'm gonna put it against the board. That way it's like a little cup or kind of a little bowl for rings and such like that. So I thought that would be a cute idea. So I'm just gonna choose the ones that I want to use and we will get started and I'll show you how to do it. Also guys, before I start, I picked up these two, I believe from Hobby Lobby, and my idea with these, I'm not going to use it on this board because this board is for personal use, not one that I'm going to sell. But I got these and I thought it would be cute as an earring holder because it had all the little holes, so that's why I got those. So what I've done, I know you guys can't see the entire board, but what I've done is I've pretty much mapped out where I want these to go. And so what I'm gonna do, this one, I'm just gonna mark right where these holes are. And then I'm gonna put a little X where I want these other ones to go, because we have to pre-drill a hole since the bottom of the little screw is flat, so we have to pre-drill a hole into the board. Now with the one in the middle, I can just use regular screws since the hole's already there. So I'm gonna do that last though, because I've already got my drill loaded up with a drill bit and we are going to just pre-drill. Alright, so now that we got our holes in there, I'm gonna go ahead and get my knobs put in. And these ones I believe we're gonna have to cut down because they're really long. So I have bolt cutters that I'm hoping will actually cut through these. The ones, my previous jewelry rack that I made were all, I used drawer pulls and drawer knobs all from Lowe's, and they were the perfect size, and it was the same piece of wood. I got several of the same size, and those seem to fit just fine. I didn't have to cut it down, but these ones came from Hobby Lobby and they are a lot longer than I want them to be, so I'm really hoping my bolt cutters will cut through them and cut the excess off. I'm gonna make sure that is on super, super tight. It actually helps to hold the nut in the back and then turn the knob. Like turn the nut one way and the knob the other way. And it really helps to tighten as much as you can. I actually changed my mind and I don't want to use the little pocket on this one. I'm actually going to use this one. And then I can just cover that up. The little dot that I made, I can cover that up in a little bit. Alright, so I got my bolt cutters and I'm really hoping this works. So we're about to find out. So I'm just going to go to the end of the nut. I'm going to squeeze hard. it's starting to put a little dent into it, so maybe I'm just... Let me see if my boyfriend can do it. Yeah, like it's starting to put a dent into it, but I don't know if I'm strong enough.
Cut this.
Yeah, just try not to like hit the camera with it. I'll hold this. Is it gonna work? Ah.
Sorry.
Well, it kind of worked a little bit. We still got a little bit of a... I wonder if I could take the file. Are you going to show you? Okay.
Watch your eyes.
If you can't get that little nub off, don't worry about it.
I can't.
Okay, then just work on... We gotta get the other couple of them.
Damn it.
I know. So that was a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. Thankfully, I had my boyfriend to help me cut them. If you guys are worried about not being able to cut the end of the screws, just make sure you measure how thick your board is. And like I said before, Lowe's is really great. I didn't have to cut any of them down. Also, you can look for ones that are like this, where the screw is in the back, and then you just have to put the screw through the back of the board and this in front, and these are usually the perfect size. So either look for those, or like I said, like the bolt cutters, it cut them off, but it was just really hard to get them off. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this this metal shavers file thing, and I am going to make sure they're not pointy on the ends, and so they're not going to like stick on the wall or whatever. So I'm going to do that real quick. Alright, so the last thing for us to do is just put the hardware on so we can hang it up on the wall. I like to use these little L brackets because when you put them on and then hang this on the wall, it makes it look like the board is kind of floating. So I like to use those, but you can also use something like this, where you would just hammer these pointy edges into the back of the board, and then you would put screws into the wall, and then this was where the screws would sit on. So you could use something like that, or like I do, use the L bracket. So I'm going to show you guys how to put the L bracket on. Okay, so this is going to be the bottom, because it's going to hang like this on the wall. So you want to flip it over to what your bottom is going to be, and you want to use the part of the L bracket that just has the one hole. The part with the two holes is going to go on the wall. So what you want to do is put it just right here, and I like to put it underneath a knob where the necklace is going to hang, because then the necklace kind of hides the L bracket. I hit a knot in the wood and it wouldn't go anymore, so I've got to pull it over a little bit. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, so now all that's left to do is to just screw this into the wall. And so you'll put 2 screws there and hang it up where you need to hang it. I'll show you guys an end result in just a moment. Y'all, so that is it for our DIY jewelry or necklace rack. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys decide to do this idea for your own, definitely share a picture on any of my social media sites. That way I can see. I always love to see what you guys come up with and your rendition of you know, the ideas that I share with you guys. So you guys can find me on Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram. I always forget which ones. Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram, all under The Refurbished Owl. But yeah, I would love to see pictures if you guys do this. This is probably one of my favorite projects that I do. I like the vintage kind of farm look to them. I don't know, but they're really cute. I love them. But again, thank you guys so much for watching my video. Give it a thumbs up. It always helps me. Comment down below if you guys have any ideas or anything like that that you want me to try. I will do the best that I can to do what you guys suggest. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!